The artist knows that the process of creation is never complete. What he sees is the act of world creation stretching from the past into the future. Genesis eternal. Let us hope that Kandinsky comes to Weimar soon. Kandinsky's gaze is focused clearly on the world of light. Klee was very anxious to persuade the Russian Vasily Kandinsky to join the staff of the Bauhaus. He did so in 1922. Kandinsky was one of the very first practitioners of purely abstract painting. He taught the principles of what he called the spiritual in art. No physical object can ever be exactly imitated. The forms we produce in painting are invented forms, purely pictorial, with a twofold purpose. First, to serve the demands of the composition as a whole. Second, to supply the various elements subordinate to the whole which will combine to produce it. Little by little, what gains ground is the abstract nature of this process. The slow transition towards it could not be more natural. What finally flowers is abstract art. A child for whom every object is something new feels that everything is also real. Light attracts him, but he wants to grasp it and he burns his fingers. Henceforth he will know from experience that reality has different aspects. He will understand that light is harmful to the touch, but that it can also banish darkness and prolong the day. That it can heat and cook, but also be spectacularly beautiful. Great artists like Kandinsky and Klee safeguarded a vital principle of individual creative freedom within the Bauhaus. But the way Germany was heading at that time, even freedom of thought was under attack. Hannes Meyer finally felt obliged to resign. His openly communist convictions made his position untenable. He was succeeded by Mies van der Rohe.
Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, director of the Bauhaus from 1930 till 1933.
When it was no longer feasible to stay in Dessau, Mies van der Rohe moved the Bauhaus to Berlin. But this was really the end of the school. Mies managed to hold fast for a year against rising opposition, but was finally forced to stand down and close the Bauhaus after fruitless negotiations with the Nazis. Hitler's Nazi movement was gaining increasing support in Germany. The very existence of the Bauhaus seemed threatened. In a speech to the Royal Society of Arts in London in 1961, Gropius recalled,
"In spite of all the extraordinary energy we poured into the enterprise, it seemed that 90% of it was needed to combat local and national hostility, and only 10% was devoted to creative work."
The school took refuge in makeshift premises in Berlin. This third period lasted only 1 year. The total incompatibility of the new political regime and the ideology of the Bauhaus eventually led to the school's closure in 1933.